Carney, the prime minister, just announced that Canada recognizes the state of Palestine. Except that's not true. Canada hasn't. There's been no vote in Parliament on the matter. Canadians don't support it. Mark Carney was away from Canada for a long time, but we actually sent thousands of Canadian troops to fight against Islamic terrorists in Afghanistan. More than 160 Canadians were killed doing so. Canadians don't like terrorists. Parliament did vote on Palestine just last year, but Canadian MPs decided not to unilaterally call for a state of Palestine, but rather to call for that to be negotiated and to have basic preconditions like releasing the Jewish hostages, disarming the terrorists, and for Hamas to have no role whatsoever in the future of the country. That vote did pass 204 to 117. But without consultation, without a debate, without a vote, without a mandate, on a Sunday, so he can avoid question period, Mark Carney simply put out a press release on the eve of the Jewish high holiday of Rosh Hashanah, by the way. He's classy that way. Carney just lied. Just 2 months ago in July, he said he would only support a Palestinian state if Palestine becomes a democracy and agrees to have an election next year. Now, obviously, it hasn't done that. It's a dictatorship. Carney also had said Palestine has to demilitarize, but it hasn't. Carney had said Hamas must be banned from any future role in Palestine, and he also said the hostages had to be released. He said that just 2 months ago, that those were his necessary preconditions, but none of them have been met. But Carney gave Hamas everything they wanted for nothing in return. The Palestinian dictator has already retweeted Carney's announcement. I think that's the fourth time that terrorists have publicly thanked Canada for being on their side. That's so gross. Carney has rewarded terrorism and violence. He sold out Israel, but more importantly, he sold out Canada and Canadian values. Imagine what our veterans who served in Afghanistan think about this. Hamas is just as atrocious as ISIS or the Taliban or Al Qaeda. None of Carney's schemes will actually make a difference, though. That's what's so crazy here. I mean, Israel is still going to defend itself with or without Carney's permission.
אנחנו נצטרך להיאבק גם באו"ם וגם בכל הזירות האחרות מול התעמולה השקרית נגדנו והקריאות להקמת מדינה פלסטינית שתסכן את קיומנו ותהווה פרס אבסורדי לטרור.
Hamas will never stop trying to kill Jews, despite Carney's self-delusion. Canada just doesn't have any diplomatic or military power anymore. No one listens to us other than the Palestinian terrorists who use us for propaganda purposes. The announcement is purely for domestic political consumption. Carney is going for the huge anti-Semitic vote, which grows every year through mass immigration from pro-terrorist countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Syria, and Somalia. Carney has done nothing useful for anyone with this announcement, including for the Palestinian people. He's just debased our own country, but he knows he's getting votes. A grown-up might ask, what's the capital city of this new country going to be? Is it Jerusalem? Don't you think Carney needs to tell us? What are its borders? Hamas has a saying, from the river to the sea. But if you look at the map, you understand what that means, completely wiping out Israel. Is that Carney's view? Who is its government in Carney's view? Is it Hamas or the PLO or someone else? What is its constitution? Is it the Hamas charter that calls for the killing of Jews worldwide? Who exactly is a Palestinian, by the way? I guess in a way, none of this matters because Canada just isn't involved on the ground. Neither is the UK or France or Australia or other countries that are virtue signaling today.
Today, we join over 150 countries who recognize a Palestinian state also.
The future of the Middle East will be decided by Israel, by the United States, by Sunni Arab countries like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates and Egypt. They have skin in the game, and unlike Mark Carney, they don't allow pro-Hamas protests in their streets. They've seen where that leads. This will not change a thing in Gaza, other than make it easier for Hamas to hold on a bit longer, which will cost more lives. But it will change things here in Canada. It's like a starter pistol for another anti-Semitic crime wave targeting Jews and Israelis. we've seen that for 2 years, but it's going to hit new levels now. I notice that that handful of Jewish liberal MPs, they're all hiding today. I mean, really, what could they say? They're like the Judenrat in those Jewish ghettos of Europe in the 1940s. Their job is to manage the Jews on behalf of the government. What a shame. This whole thing is a disgrace, but it does not represent Canada. It represents the hard left. It represents anti Semitic immigrants, and it represents a liberal party that will do anything for power, but it doesn't represent Canada. Canadians are fair minded, and I think a lot of Canadians actually would support a Palestine if it truly did disarm and democratize and stop terrorism. I think I would support that if that actually happened. I recently went to the United Arab Emirates, a Muslim Arab country that did make a peace deal with Israel. And it's real peace. It really is possible, but not by giving recognition to terrorists like Carney does. If you oppose Hamas, if you despise terrorism, and if you support Israel's right to live in peace, go to our website at canadastandswithisrael.com and add your name. For Rebel News, I'm Ezra Levant.